Hello, my name is Brian and welcome to Overland Calling. I've turned my Jeep into an Overland office, and I use it to satisfy my overlanding itch for adventure travel for 4 years now. If you can work out of your home, there's a pretty good chance you could also trade in your home office for an office with a view. If you're interested in something like that, stick around and I'll show you the items I use and any tips and tricks I may be able to pass along. I'm not here to sell you crap, so don't worry about a sales pitch. Nothing is sponsored, and I bought everything with my own money. I will put affiliate links in the video description for some items if you're interested in checking them out and supporting the channel. The main goal here is to give you a tour of my setup and give you some ideas if you're thinking about taking work on the road. I'm about 2 months into this year's road trip, and today we are at Valley of the Gods. Let's take a quick walk through this setup while I'm on my lunch break. I don't have much time, so let's get to it. So that things will make a little bit more sense, let me tell you a quick little snippet about what I do. I'm a remote manager. I do office type work. Emails, spreadsheets, Teams meetings, voice calls, office crap. So that's kind of stuff I'm set up for. I still haven't eaten lunch yet, so let's get moving. This is a King Camp 4 to 6 person table that I use as an office desk. Now for an office chair, I use a front runner folding chair. I love this thing. I don't know how many hours, weeks, months I have with my butt planted in this thing, but it's a lot. It's comfortable. It's just the right height for my table. And when I need to put it away, it stores away nice and easily. It also opens up nice and easily. It's got little pockets, drink holder, all that good stuff. And it has been holding my fat butt for 4 years now with no problem at all. I love it. Highly recommend it. Now next up, at the office desk itself. I'm a pad and paper sort of guy. I know, dinosaur, but I love it. So I've also got 2 laptops. I've got a MacBook for my Overland Calling YouTube type stuff. And then underneath that, you can't see it right now, but I've got an HP laptop that does all my regular work stuff. I do not use 2 mice to run those things. I use this one Logitech MX Anywhere 3S Bluetooth mouse. Man, that's a mouthful. But anyway, probably can't see it all that well right now. Let's see. Here, we'll get it down like that. So, it's got an on and off button. And it's also got this button here, and this is what I use to toggle between my 2 different computers and my iPad. Works like a champ. It's got a button here, scroll bar, of course the 2 regular mouse buttons, and it's even got 2 extra buttons that I never use on the side. Now that is the second mouse I've had. I used to have another one just like it, and it got destroyed. Not because it wasn't durable, but because I threw it in a bag and bounced it around on hundreds and hundreds of miles of trails, and it got broken. Shocker. To solve that problem for this trip, I always make sure I keep it in a mouse case. Mouse goes in the case, closes, then it's got a zipper that just zips it around, and I can even hook it on with this carabiner if I want to the bag or something. Works like a champ. Link in the description. I also use a big giant mouse pad. I don't like those little ones. And my table is not friendly for mice because it's got all the slats in it. Now, this sucker, I love it. I'll see if I can find the Amazon link that I purchased it from. Too easy. All right, all these electronics. I do have an Anker, Anker C300DC. Has no AC plugs on it at all. I use this to run my computer and charge all my devices and all that stuff if I don't want to dig out my main power supply. I like this because it can pretty much charge itself back up even while it's running my computers and everything. It's got enough watts coming in to be able to do that. Oh, real quick, let me give you a couple of the tips. So laptops, and how much power do they draw? Well, I haven't put this through any scientific testing or anything. I just plug the dang thing in and run it and see how much power it's using. But the MacBook uses about 15 to 20 watts, depending on how much, high-powered, like computer video editing type stuff I'm doing, and also how bright I have the screen. The HP uses about 25 to 30 watts, depending on how bright the screen is. Screen brightness plays a big issue. And if you've got it in full sun, you're going to have that screen cranked up all the way. So just know it will eat more power the brighter you have the screen. All right, let's look at some more crap. All right, now I do not use that tiny little power bank to power my setup full time. That's just my kind of little nice to have extra power. I like it because I can move it wherever the heck I need it. But I have a 280 amp hour battery in my setup. Just carry it open air in the bed here. It's not the easiest to get to, but I don't really get to it unless I'm showing people. So nestled in that box is a 280 amp hour lithium battery and all the custom wiring and setup I did for it. It is pretty darn cool, but I built it myself, so there's no link for that. I am a big believer in S.O.C batteries. I've never used anything else. I like them. They don't break. I beat the living crap out of them, and they keep going. So, bonus. All right. So, the one thing I do always power off that is my Starlink. It's right up there. I have a video showing how I built the RAM mount system for it. Works like a champ, and it was super easy. That just runs down the cord here, and it's pretty hard to see. It plugs into my main battery box. I've got a 12 to 36 volt boost converter, and I put it on a waterproof switch. Now, could I power it using my small power station? Yes, I absolutely could. But this way, I just leave the dang thing plugged in all the time. When I'm at camp, I put it up on the tent. When I'm traveling around, I actually mount it to the ceiling of my Jeep. So, too easy. And to charge it, I have 200 watts of solar charging. Quick tip on that, if you're an off-roader like me and you find yourself in mud, well, I sling mud all over my Jeep. So don't forget to wash your solar panels. It does decrease how much wattage you're pulling through them. As you can see, I had a fair amount of mud up here, and I got it mostly washed off. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So we're done talking about the Starlink Mini. In the military, we had a saying for comms. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Honestly, it goes for anything that's essential. What that means is be prepared for your primary, whatever it is, to break. So in this case, Starlink. Now, it's been working extremely well on this trip. However, just so you know, in heavy rain, that sucker can cut out. I'm guessing heavy snow, same thing. And of course, you may not be out in the open like I am. You may have trees and other stuff getting in the way. So that's why I use cell as a backup. Now, quick caveat. I started doing this before Starlink existed. So I have a super expensive and fancy cellular setup. If I had to build it today using cell signal as my backup, I would have just grabbed a little, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile hotspot and call that good. But let's take a look at what I use. If you got money to blow, I do think it is better than those little hotspots. All right, now this thing is really hard to see, but oh man. All right, now this thing is really hard to see, but right in here is a right in here is a Peplink Max Transit Duo. So this is a dual modem cellular router. It's also got Wi-Fi capability. You can both pick up and put out Wi-Fi on 2 different bands. So pretty darn cool. Doesn't use as much power. It uses about 7 watts, so it's less power draw than Starlink. And you can barely see it in there, but there are, oh, come on, baby. There you go. You can barely see it in there, but there's a whole bunch of antenna cables. Tucked away, nice, safe, and sound underneath my JCR Molly panels. Those antenna cables lead up to, you guessed it, the dome antenna. So this will be able to handle 4 different cell phone antennas and 2 different Wi-Fi antennas, and then 1 GPS antenna. That's a lot of antennas to pack in there. It works pretty dang good, and I like it. Does Starlink work better in my opinion? Yes it does. But cell backup, cool. I love it, and I have used it. Now, from my days as a cellular only type, this used to be my backup to cellular. It's called a WeBoost. So just so you have a chance to see it, if you're only using cell, hey, WeBoost is not a bad idea. Would I get it again now that I've got Starlink and then regular cell as a backup? No, I wouldn't. I'd save the money. All right, so get this thing off. Wow, I use beer koozies as the rattle guard. That one's pretty much shot. But this antenna can actually raise up. And I've got pretty darn good cell boost capability. So the premise is that antenna there is one heck of a lot bigger than your cell phone antenna. And it can pick up reception better. It can also transmit better. So if you've got maybe like one iffy cell phone bar, it does a really good job of making your voice calls much more stable and helping you get texts and stuff like that through. Now that antenna is going to plug into this system right here. And I know you can't see this. I'll put a picture up on there. You got a picture to help you out because I ain't taking them out of their mounts. I also have it mounted to the back side of my JCR Molly panel, hidden away. All right, it works really good. If you've got one iffy bar, it's great. It stabilizes your connection. If you have no cell phone reception, it will have no cell phone reception. It doesn't magically make cell phone reception out of thin air. If you got 4 bars, well, your phone's probably going to work better because the limitation of that thing is you've got 1 channel that it's putting out. Your cell phone usually has 2. If you got a mobile hotspot, then it's got more than that. So anyway, it's kind of antiquated technology, but hey, it's part of my rig. It's bolted on. I ain't taking it off. All right, let's go back around and see what else we got. Oh, and by the way, that is Rooster Butte. Pretty awesome campsite here if you happen to find it unused whenever you come through. Before I cover my last few items, hey, do me a favor. If you're getting any value out of this at all, please take a second, smash that like button. All right, now, to keep my delicate skin from burning, I use an ARB touring awning. It also does a pretty good job in the rain. Do I think it's as nice as the 270 awnings that just fold out in 10 seconds? No, I'm not an idiot. I think those are a heck of a lot easier. This takes poles, I gotta stake things in, it's more of a pain in the butt. So why in the heck am I using it after 4 years? Well, let me show you. I use it because of the awning room. Oh, what, you can't see the awning room? Hold on. There, that's better. God, do I wish it was that easy in real life. All right, so if it's cold or crappy weather, an awning room is the reason that I still use that awning, because, I don't know, convince me that I'm wrong, but an awning room that can be shelter from rain I'll admit, it doesn't do that great in snow. It has bug netting. That does an absolutely outstanding job of keeping the bugs out. Here in the desert, I don't have to worry about it too much because I got a couple flies, that's about it. So if I want to run it completely open, I can do that as well. All right, it is not unique to this awning room, but the ARB's got them as well, and others. But this little back section here, if you're an open air pickup dude, oh, I can access whatever's in my pickup bed, get out all my camping stuff, all that good jazz. When I'm done, all I gotta do is get my camera to work and zip her right back up. Now that wire running out there, that goes to my power hub. So that guy there, it's going to be super hard to see in this light. Let's see, maybe I can. So it's got two USB outlets. Each one of those outlets has a USB-C 65 watt PD and a quick charge 3.0 USB-A times 2. Here on the back, I've got two 12-volt plugs. Now, the reason I built my own case is because I keep it in the back of a pickup truck. So I need it to be watertight, and power stations just aren't watertight. If I had been thinking, I would have just run a power cable out of my main power box that I could get into here, and I'd just power everything off a small power station like the Anker one I got. Would have made things a whole lot easier. But, I mean, if anything, this is cool and practically indestructible. Now, I did all this DIY. So I fused each one because I'm absolutely paranoid. I did also make these 15 amp fused and wired. That way I can run my diesel heater off of it. And then these guys here are 10 amps. Too easy fancy thing there, all that good stuff. That's my fuse box. Then I can close it up, snap it. It's built into a Peplink case, so it is super rugged. All right. Next up. So I have a lot of electronics. If you have a lot of electronics, guess what else you have? A lot of cords. To manage that painful chaos, I picked up this shaving kit. It is not a cord box or cord bag or whatever. It's a shaving kit. I can run my Starlink off 12 volt if I need to. For some reason my main power station goes bad or is too far away. This is a, oh gosh, that's my 12 volt 100 watt PD converter. In case I want to run Starlink via my car plug. And I've just got a ton of cords. Each one of these pockets is its own cord. This thing right here holds a cord. Underneath here, guess what? More cords. If I got tiny cords, bam, tiny cords go right there. I love this thing. I will try and find a link for you on the web. And oh, by the way, guess what I got in there? Yep, you guessed it, more cords. I have too many cords. This is made by S.O.C. I will see if I can find a link on Amazon. I picked it up years ago, but it has been amazing at cord and just miscellaneous item storage. When I first started going out, I did not have a bag for all my cords. Holy mother of God. Brutal. Just pain. Tangled every single time. Long story short, get a cord bag. It will save you so much frustration. I don't care if it's that one, just get anyone that holds and organizes your cords, because my God, has that been so much nicer. I think that's all the stuff I can think of right now. I'm sure I missed stuff, especially like little things and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, hit me up. If you have anything better, oh my gosh, you better leave me a comment. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share this with your friends if you think they'd be interested. Until next time. Enjoy the ride.